Hello, welcome to Taking Off Topic. I am your host, Amanda Rankin, and I am joined by my guest, Aviana, who is a wife, mother, sister, friend. I am overly excited to have her, and welcome, Aviana.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
And
muted myself.
to all those listening, this is the first episode, so it's a little choppy. Aviana is my sister, so this could go a lot of places that it doesn't need to go. So we're going to try to rein it in and keep it on topic.
I'm gonna stay on topic. That's
Whatever.
you.
So, like I said, you're a wife, you're a mother, sister, cousin, friend. So I thank
Mm.
you for just taking the time because I know it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to break away, but I appreciate you for that. So
No
I
problem. No problem.
so I thought when I was thinking of, what can we talk about? I mean, we're sisters, so we could talk about anything. But I
Mm-hmm.
was like, parenting is always a good one. And
Mm-hmm.
so let's just dive into that. The funny thing is, before we start, is I'm preparing for this. I got the questions. I was like, let me
Mm.
find a note card. I can't find a note card anywhere in this house.
What do you need no card for?
Oh, because I'm gonna write all my questions on the note card so they can just flip.
Oh, I have them in front of me if you need help.
I have them, but I was just
Oh,
like, I know there's 120 note cards sitting
okay.
somewhere in a packet that
Of
I'll
course.
find tomorrow,
Yep.
but not for today.
Yep. We definitely do have them somewhere. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that being said, let's just dive in, sis.
All right. All right.
So when it comes to parenting, we both have children. We
Mm-hmm.
both know that it can be challenging at times for a number of reasons.
Mm.
But the question I had for you today is how would you describe your parenting style?
My parenting style.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's like a word to describe it. I think my parenting style, it's changed. It changes. I mean, it depends on your kid. Your
Yeah,
parenting style depends on your kid. I think when you first become a parent, you think you're going to be a certain kind of parent. You think you're going to deal with stuff a certain kind of way until you meet your child. And then you
right.
realize, oh, they don't, you got to parent them the way it's going to affect them.
Well, see, I think
So,
that's growth, right? Because that's a new parenting way of thinking about
yeah,
parenting.
yeah,
Because when I first had my son, I was very much parenting him the way I was raised
yeah.
and not
That
really
could be
taking.
that could be good or bad
Right,
or both.
exactly. Because I wasn't taking into consideration who he was as a person. It was more like,
Mm-hmm.
well, this is what I know. This is how I was raised. So I'm gonna raise you the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, like you said, there's positives and negatives to that. But now looking back, I'm like, things could have been a little bit different. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, and I think your parenting is dependent on how you were raised. It's dependent on how whoever you had the kid with was raised. And so you're both trying to parent them and then blend your parenting, which can
Mm-hmm.
be a whole nother beast of um of a thing because it's like, you don't want to harm your kid and put the issues that you might have inside that you grew up with. You don't want to impart that onto them so that they are now having to figure that out and deal with that when they're, 18 years down the line. So it's like a whole bunch of like just winging it and
Yeah.
figuring it out and hoping you're doing it right
Yeah. Yeah.
every day, every
Every
day.
day. Literally every day. Hell, minute to minute.
Oh, God.
So
Mm,
that leads me to my next question. Do
mm.
you and your husband have similar parenting styles? And if you don't, how do you all find that common ground when your styles are clashing with one another?
I don't think we have similar parenting styles only because we have different backgrounds. He grew up with a single mom in the South. I grew up with two-parent household here with brothers and sisters. He's an only child. I'm not. So our parenting is naturally going to be different. We try to, get on the same page on most things, most important things. But no, we don't have similar parenting styles. I think over time we've evolved into understanding each other's styles and allowing room for those styles to maybe come to the forefront above yourself at times.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no, we do not have the same parenting style
yeah. I can totally agree with
most of the
that.
time. Mm-mm.
Because neither my son's father or I have the same parenting styles, but I think parenting my older son was a lot easier. Co-parenting him was a lot easier because there was a mutual understanding of respect between his father and I, so
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
could move and flow a little bit
Yep.
easier.
Yeah.
So co-parenting with my ex-husband is very different because we, like
Mm-hmm.
I said, we grew up very differently. We're from different parts of the country. I mean, we're
Mm-hmm.
both on the West Coast, but different, very different
Yeah.
regions. And
Mhm.
so trying to find that flow can sometimes be difficult when you're trying to co-parent. But I think the one thing that we can agree on is that he's the most important, like trying to do what's right,
Yeah.
though we
Yeah.
may not agree what that looks like, but trying to be like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it needs to make sense for Isaac. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to respect each other's styles, even if they're not the same. I think a lot of times that's the thing,
Yeah,
we could struggle with is like nobody's right or wrong in their style unless you're being abusive, then that's just wrong. But
period.
otherwise, it's like no one's right or wrong. Everyone's, we're all just trying to figure it out. You're trying not to, like I said before, you're not trying to mess them up. You're trying to be assertive. You're trying to make sure you're instilling certain things in them, but you're also trying to get your voice heard. You want to be like, you know, I want them to listen to me. So a lot of times me and George will be like, we try not to disagree in front of them. Now later we might be like, I didn't really agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we try
That's
to be
good
on the
though.
same page or act like we're on the same page for the most part.
Yeah,
Because the kids will use it against you. They know that I might be a little more lenient in certain areas or
conquer
he
and
might be.
divide for
Exactly.
sure.
So if they try to
Yeah.
divide you, then you lost. You gotta stay together. If they divide you, you lose.
Now,
And you
do
can't let
any of
them
your
win.
kids have similar personalities as you, or are they both totally different, or how do you? Because I know for me,
I don't think mines do. I don't think they
no,
do.
have personality like yours.
I don't
No,
think so.
neither one does.
I don't think so. That's right. I don't think either one of my kids have my personality.
Neither
I
one
see a
does.
lot of their dad in them, but I don't see myself in them. Well, I will
Well,
say this. I think Arya's personality, her fieriness and her like assertiveness, I think that's probably in me, but it's like dormant in me. Whereas
yeah,
she doesn't let it live dormant. She lets it loud and proud. She lets it out.
yeah,
Whereas me, it's dormant. I've never really been like in my head, I might think all the things she's gonna say out loud or do the
yeah,
things she wants to do out loud. And she's fearless, way more fearless than I am,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I think our oldest are a lot alike, and
Mm-hmm.
our youngest are a lot alike in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think my oldest is nothing like me because he's more reserved, he's quiet, he's kind of laid back. And I think sometimes I give that impression to people.
I was gonna say, or do you not think you're reserved and laid back? I
I
wouldn't
think it
say you're
depends on
like
the
on,
situation.
I don't think, yeah, I don't, I mean, I don't know. I don't know you as like the life of the party type of person. I don't think I see you dancing on tables or nothing like that.
But I
So,
have. That's the funny part. But it's just situational. And it's
yeah,
just
I don't know. And maybe
I think
that's
I've
him.
always
I
been
think
the older.
Langston has that in him, but maybe around his friends.
Maybe.
I've seen Langston very relaxed, and you can tell when he's relaxed, and he'll say something, and I'll be like, I'm like, oh, you're in your 20s, okay. So I know it's in him. He's just not like,
Yeah.
crazy, but
Where the younger ones are just like,
oh God,
it's a constant battle. Like, bro,
those younger ones, they're gonna be a mess, a mess.
they are a mess. But I am a firm believer that kids come into the world prepared for the world they're entering, right? So you can't come
Yeah.
in like a dormant flower and this
Mm-mm.
world is fast and furious.
Mm-mm.
Like you got to
Mm-mm.
come in assertive and kind of knowing where you want to be in the world. So
Yeah,
I appreciate them for that.
I do. I do. Me and George had that conversation about Arya. She questioned her coach or something of where she was in the lineup, the batting lineup, and he was like, "You shouldn't question your coach." And I was like, I disagree with that. I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with her questioning her coach. I'm like, what are we saying to her if we say you can't question your coach? You can't question authority? You definitely can't. I'm like, there's a time and place for it. There's a way you go about it, but she could definitely question her coach.
Yeah.
So we disagreed on that,
Yeah.
and we
And
disagreed
I
in front of
think
Ari on that one.
I think now being seasoned at almost 50,
Mm,
looking back is when you start taking that kind of power away from kids, it
mm-hmm.
makes them question, it makes them unable to assert themselves when you're not around, right?
Yeah.
And it makes them question their intuition within
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
think about how when I raised Langston, I was just so like every move, boop, boop, boop,
Mm-hmm.
controlling, everything was
Mm-hmm.
this way, my way.
Yeah.
And so now as an adult, he
Mm-hmm.
sometimes will kind of be more reserved in making a decision for himself. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
you know what's right for you. So if
Right.
your intuition is telling you not to, then don't. If it's telling you to,
Right.
do. And if it's something that I don't agree with, I don't need to because this is your life.
Well, that comes with being okay with making a mistake. Like there's
Yeah.
no right. I mean, like, there's in some situations there's right and wrong, but you got to be okay with, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and if it works, okay, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think that's a personality thing too, because Ryan is very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Ari is not cautious, and so I'm like, I wish she had a little more of him. I wish he had a little bit of more of her. So they both need a little bit of each other
Yeah.
because she's very much like YOLO. I'm doing it. And he's very like, he weighs the cause and effect and the risk management of it all. And she's just like, whatever. So hopefully
But
she can live with him one day because otherwise I don't know how she's gonna make it. I really don't.
oh, she gonna make
I'm,
it.
I'm concerned.
You can say. So, having raised now two thriving individuals, how has your parenting changed over time?
Mm. Well, I'm still raising them because
Oh yeah.
they're not grown. Over time it's changed because they've gotten older and I've gotten older and I've gotten, I won't say more tired, but I've just gotten less needing to grip them.
Yeah.
I've loosened up because you have to loosen a little bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like it's not real life to be able to like, place them in situations and make everything work out. It's like, but they've grown up. They're growing up. So I have to change how I parent them. I have to change how I look at them, how I talk to them, how I deal with them. And with Ryan being in high school, it's a very big wake up call to like in a couple years he's going to be graduating and going to college or doing, and that to me is wild. I can't fathom it because I'm like, Ryan ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
He's not ready for
It's
that.
so funny when
But
they're
he
babies.
will be.
Right,
But
he
it's
will
just
be,
like,
of
ugh.
course. But when they're babies and you're like holding this newborn and you're just like in the
Mm,
throes of the day-to-day of bottling and diapers,
yeah, yeah,
snacks, and all
yeah.
the things that come with them. And then it's like they turn double digits and then like they're in high school. You know what I mean? It's just like, wait, where did
Mhm.
time go?
Yeah.
Like you're so in the throes of all that work in the
In the
beginning,
trenches of it.
deep in the
The
trenches.
trenches. Yeah. I
And then
think
you,
the thing about it is it makes you want to appreciate every single moment because it's like it goes by too fast not to. It goes
yeah,
by too fast not to. I mean, Ari is 10 and I barely remember when she was 2. If I
no,
look at pictures, I'm like,
seriously.
oh, I remember that. But especially when you have more than one, when you have more than one, the second one, unfortunately, second and third, whatever, they just kind of like, they're just going with the flow. You got to get in where you fit in and you're just trying to work and live life and do all this stuff. So it's like, if the thing I change now is I definitely am like trying to savor every little bit. I mean, I might gripe and complain with driving to practices and games and, taking Ryan here and there, but it's like eventually you won't have to.
Mhm.
Eventually they won't need you to. And
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm gonna miss it completely and fully because I'm perfectly fine with them growing up. But, having kids is a reminder that time is a thief. Time literally will go and you'll be like, what?
yeah, yeah.
What?
I was just
That's the
23.
thing. And then it makes you look at yourself like, wait, how old am I? I
Yeah.
can't be that old. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
That's like every birthday daddy tells me, you're getting old, girl. I'm like, sir.
Like, if I'm
Yeah.
getting old, what do you get? Jesus.
So let me ask you this. Knowing what you know now,
Mm,
what little nugget would you give to new parents?
mm. New parents knowing what I know now,
Hmm.
I would say enjoy it. I would say enjoy it. I would say people be like, oh, this is, it gets easier. I don't think it ever gets easier. I think it just gets different. I
Hmm.
think it just gets different. I think it's hard every day. It's hard every year, but enjoy that because, you just have to be thankful that your child is here. If they're healthy, God forbid something's wrong, you have to appreciate every little moment because the time goes by so quick. And it's
Yeah,
like, if you're able to have a child, you got to enjoy that, you know.
yeah.
But I would say, don't let them stress you out too much because these kids will stress you. They will
That's true.
stress you out. But
I think my piece of advice, I agree, you have to enjoy it. I mean, not enjoy it,
mm,
but you have to savor it because it goes
mhm,
so quickly
mhm,
and document your life.
mhm.
Yourself in the pictures.
Take pictures, yeah, yeah.
Document
Take
your
pictures
life.
and be in the pictures.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll look back, like you said, that time goes so fast, and you're just
It
like,
does.
man. And then
Like
also, if you can't
documenting it.
send the pictures, your kids are gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Where are you, mom? Where?" You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, "Where are you, Dad? Where were you?" And it's
Yep.
like, take the time to show. I remember when Langston was small, his dad was
Mm.
working, just grinding it out, working, 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 working,
Yeah.
and so he'd
Yeah.
miss all these first, and then
Mm-hmm.
his feelings would be hurt.
Mm-hmm. Like, why didn't you wait
So
for me? It's like, bro, I can't stop him from growing up.
right, and so I would, definitely just enjoy the moment,
Yeah.
be a part of the moment,
Mm-hmm.
because the money will be there, the job will be there, all those things
Mm-hmm.
will be there, but
Yep.
your kids don't care about that, right? They don't know
No.
how much money you're making or whatever the
No.
case is going on.
Yeah.
All they know is that someone was there who loved them. They showed up,
Mm-hmm.
they were at the game, they were at the recital, they were
Yep.
just present,
Yep.
because
Yep.
kids don't require all the stuff that we do, right? Like we want to go buy
No.
Jordans and
No.
name brands. It's like
Mm-mm.
all kids
Mm-mm.
require is, of course, the basic necessities,
Yeah.
but they just want you to be there. They just want you to love on them. They want to
That's
laugh
it. That's it. I
and
remember
create
Ryan's
memories.
birthday, or not Ryan. Yeah, no, Ryan's first birthday. I don't think I was in any pictures. I don't have any pictures of me with him on his first birthday. I have pictures of him. I think I have pictures with George in the pictures and other people, but I wasn't in those pictures. And I also would say for birthdays, don't pressure yourself into doing birthdays for these kids. Like, they don't remember nothing. Like, it doesn't matter. I would say don't even stress about it. For
Yeah.
birthday, oh God,
Like those first couple one, two, three,
man.
fours, those are free days. Those are
Those are
free
freebies. Like,
holidays,
and I'm not saying don't celebrate. Celebrate them,
but don't break
but
your bank.
don't break
Don't
the
go
bank.
crazy.
Don't stress yourself out about it. If
Nope.
you get a cupcake for the baby and you and whoever you're with, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a party for a 1 year old. Like, let's be honest. What are we
Yeah.
doing? What are
And
we
the
doing?
stress of all that can be a lot
Oh my
when
God.
you're
Too much.
already so stressed.
Too much. Too much. Ugh.
And
Ugh.
yeah, I agree with all those things. I think you just have
Mm-hmm.
to you have to enjoy it because it goes so quickly, and
Yeah.
you'll look back and regret the time you don't get back.
Because you don't get it back.
You don't get
You
it back.
don't. Mm. Mm-mm.
And I mean, those core memories are so valuable. So,
Mm.
them core
Mm-mm.
memories.
So
And
there's a question on here. How do you cultivate your kids' individuality? That's an interesting question
isn't that one an interesting question?
because I don't know if you do. Do you cultivate like the definition of individuality is like it's you as a person, you're individual. So I can't really
Right.
cultivate that in a kid. I mean,
But
I
when I
think
was
they
thinking
are who they are.
right. When I came up with that question, I was thinking more like in the cultivating of, like, let's say, because Ryan is an
Like
artist.
encourage it, you mean?
Yeah, like how do you,
Mm,
cultivate
yeah.
that? How do you like nourish it and give it fertile
Mhm.
ground to set seed
Mhm.
and to
Mhm.
grow,
Mhm.
right? And I think, I threw that question out there not with an answer of like how I do it, because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm still winging it over here.
Right.
But
I think for Arya and Ryan, they're a lot alike in certain areas, but they're very different. So, they're both kind of artistic, but I almost feel like Arya's artistic by default. Like she's artistic only because she's competitive. And so she sees her brother can draw and she's like, I can draw too. But then she really can draw.
then
And I'm
she
like, oh,
can
you're
draw.
right. And I'm like, okay. So, but for him, I think it was us trying to put him in a box of sporty, like, here, play a sport. Da, da, da. And he was just like, I don't want to play sports. And so
Mhm.
I think you have to allow room for your kids to not be who you thought they were going to be, or not be who you wanted them to be, or not be who you were, and just allow space for them to be who they really are.
Yeah.
And it could change. Understand that it can change and allow that to happen. Don't box them in to be like, no, you're an artist. You don't like sports because you never know. He could eventually like sports, and he does do track every once in a while. But Arya, she is a doer. She's a trier outer. She's a sign me up. And so you have to allow her to do that too, because I feel like if you box her in, she's gonna explode. She will explode.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I think school for her is a like a means to an end. I don't think. Well, she's only in fourth grade, but I just don't. School is different for everybody, and
Yeah.
I feel like as a parent with school, that can be stressful too.
Oh,
School for your kids is stressful.
that is extremely
Like
stressful.
when it's summertime, I'm like, oh, we are out of school, thank God, because it's like. you got to deal with the grades, and then you got to be, then you
And then
feel
the
like you're
homework, and the
failing,
last
and
minute projects.
what
It's
did
just
I
like,
do wrong? And you're just like, oh God, I hope they're gonna fail life because they can't, you're having trouble in fourth grade. It's just like it's a lot.
it's a
It's so much
lot.
pressure because as parents, as grown adults, I find myself comparing myself to other parents, like, oh, your kid don't struggle with this. What I'm not having her do enough after school, da 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 da. And it's just like, I'm tired, guys. I'm
I
tired.
I don't have that problem. I think because my kids are so far apart, like with
Mm,
Langston, I was just so in the weeds with him, right?
mm-hmm,
And then I realized that, like, Amanda,
mm,
back up. At the
yeah,
end of the day,
the day's
you
gonna
are
end.
got yourself so wound around the axle that he can't even breathe because you can't.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
checking grades online and
Ugh.
all this stuff and like going gray in the process daily.
Mm.
He's going gray from me
Oh
stressing him.
God.
That it was just
Mm.
like, what are we doing? So with Isaac, I'm just like, hey, bro, here are the bumpers.
Oh my
Stay
God.
within the lane. You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
can't do that for Arya because she gonna drive over the bumper and drive into the other lane and cause an accident. And I can't have that on my conscience. And at the end of the day, I know it's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be productive. She's gonna be a good human. All those things. But I'm just like, I want. It just feels like the thing is, it feels like a reflection on you as a parent when your kids are struggling or when your kid is not doing what you know they can do.
yeah,
That's what it feels like. That's the hard part for me. I feel like, what did I do wrong? Where did I drop the ball?
I've been there.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
that's how I
very much
definitely
like
felt.
I won't say I don't care about school for kids, but I do think that a lot of the pressures that kids deal with in school are stupid. And I feel like they put all these kids in a box and they think everybody tests the same and everybody can sit down and do a test on a computer when some kids can't do that. So I just feel like school isn't set up for them to be successful all the time. So that makes me be like, try your hardest. You know what I'm saying? But then I find myself with Ryan, so that's how deal with her when it comes to school. But with Ryan, I find myself more like, no, you need to da da da. And I'm like, that's not fair.
Yeah,
But they're just different kids, and I know that they require a different type of
yeah.
me. So
It is
I
that
don't
pressure,
know.
right? Like now you're in high school. You need to be
Yeah.
that. And it's like, wait a minute. Let's just let's take a breath. Let's back up a little bit. And let me
Yeah.
ask you, what do you need? What is the struggle? What's the obstacle? Help
But see,
you
the problem
learn
is
how
some of
to.
these kids don't be talking. They don't talk enough when they need to be talking. You can talk on Fortnite, you can yell and be all, you can have perfect conversation. But when I ask you about school, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like you have to know. You have to. You can't sit in school for that many hours and not know. You can't come out of school and not know something at the end of the day, every day. I just don't have the energy for it. So I'm trying to be more like, okay, it's all right. Try your hardest. But on the inside, I'm like, bro, get it together.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. I
Come
get it.
on.
I get
Mm-mm.
it.
But
Yeah. But
mm,
yeah, because my boys are very different. So Langston, I felt like that just
yeah.
constantly. Whereas Isaac, I'm like, you got this. His
Yeah,
thing
they're
is
just different.
he's more of a talker, right? So like focus in.
Mm,
If you're done with the work does not mean you need to disturb everybody else. And he's like, oh, I'm
that's
helping.
funny.
No one asked you for that help, sir.
Nobody asked for your help. You're in a
Focus
teacher.
in.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
He was like, I'm done, so I'm about to disrupt everybody and just talk. No,
Seriously.
don't do
Uh-uh.
that.
Uh-uh. Don't. Don't do it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I hope whoever listens to this will get a little chuckle and
Mm.
also just find some nuggets and be encouraged, like, you got this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on another one eventually.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to bring you in, maybe we'll do a little group one with some other ladies or whomever and see how that
That
goes.
would be fun. I could do
Yeah.
that.
But I appreciate you. And to my listeners, thank you for taking the time to kiki with me and my sister. And I hope that you join in for the next episode. I appreciate your time and your willingness to be a part of our community. So thank you.